Yes, welcome back. Brent Pope and I have known each other for years in the rugby circles, but recently I caught up with him to talk about something other than sport. His struggles with crippling anxiety and panic attacks, and his involvement in the Mental Health Summit 2020. 2020 is the 7th year of R&M's Time to Talk mental health campaign, and statistics say that this year more than ever people are reaching out for help around their mental health. Today I am talking to former rugby pundit and friend of the show, Brent Pope, about how important it is that we all lend an ear in these crazy times. Brent, it's an absolute pleasure to be talking to you.
So.
Thank you very much for being here. Listen, you put out a Facebook post just a few weeks ago and you said how you haven't been feeling yourself recently. How are you?
No, I haven't been. I haven't been great, to be honest. And I put that out Facebook post not to elicit any sympathy or love, which I had a lot of, and I'm really grateful for it, because I just had people coming on to me frequently, like you yourself, about questions about mental health and physical health, and I just wasn't up to being able to answer all the questions, because I'd gone into a kind of a physical downfall first, and then a mental downfall after that. So, you know, this COVID year has been a hellish ride for me on two fronts. I mean, trying to battle something physically as well as mentally is, my God, it's tough. You know, wow, you know, so much more admiration for people trying to battle those things, because I was in rude good health coming back from New Zealand. I got out to see my mother. I came back to Dublin
at Christmas time.
Just before lockdown. And this has nothing to do with lockdown. It has nothing to do with COVID. Then I just about after Easter, I just went into physical downslide, and I woke up one morning with a stomach ache. That was the least of the problems at that stage. As I said, I was in really good health. I was walking every day. My diet was clean, you know, healthy foods, which I've always been about. I went off to the doctor after about 10 days. I just sort of said, look, it's probably just a stomach flu or whatever like that. Fine. Sent me away. I wasn't unduly worried, wasn't unduly stressed, you know, I wasn't suffering any stress. I know my own mental health, and I wasn't suffering any stress. This continued, and then it's like my body is attacking itself, kind of immune-wise, you know. I started to lose a lot of weight. I mean, just to tell you the amount of weight, I was 110 kgs when I came back. I'm now about 93 or 94. I've never been that light in my life.
Wow.
When I was in hospital there, you know, you couldn't have any visitors or anything like that. Yeah. My anxiety went, man. I hadn't been that way ever in my life. I had never gone out. Yes, I've had panic attacks. Yes, I've been in a situation where I had to call the Samaritans. You know, in a way, mentally, I was fighting for my life. I was. It was that bad. Now, the thing why I speak about mental health and why I'm, you know, involved in the Mental Health Summit is because I knew what to do, Tommy. I knew to ring people.
You said that you have a doctor to talk to. I mean, where did you find these people?
Well, I knew them, and that's the advantage I have, and that's why we're probably, you know, that's why more than ever, it's important that people go onto something like the summit, because they can, if they feel a bit, you know, I've left those words behind in my own life, Tommy, of shame and guilt around not being able to deal with my mental health at different times in my life. I thought I was doing fine over the last few years. I thought I was, and then something comes along like this, and bang, it takes me back to 2 years ago. When I struggled.
But you've spoken as well about writing things down, affirmations. Writing things down.
Yep, journaling. And you know, people sometimes think, oh, you know, what, you're Oprah. I call it my Oprah kind of moment. But I was just saying to someone last night that's not the situation. I said, journal, and they said, oh, I'm not about journaling. I said, if you can take stuff out of your head even for a minute, because you sit down and write it down. I've got to look back at the journaling I've done, and it's scary. I look back when I was caught in the grip of this, mentally, about a month or so ago. I looked at that journal. It's scary. It's scary reading. I don't want to look at it, because what I wrote in the middle of the night, I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 3 months or 4 months.
I mean, let me take you back.
Yeah.
To being at home at Christmas.
Yeah.
You were with your mother.
Yep. So now I'm facing a situation. We put my mother into a rest home, which was very, very difficult. Other people go through that last Christmas.
Wow. Yeah.
And now I'm talking to my brother. There's odds on I'm not going to get home this Christmas, and she's slipping a bit, and that'll be another hurdle I'll maybe have to get over with. Every year as parents get older, every year when they're in an age group in the sort of mid-80s, mum's 86 now, every year is precious. I might not see mum, I might not, who knows,
Tough.
Yeah, and that's tough. And when you sit in at night time, and I don't have my own, and it's another choice, I don't have my own family over here. I regrettably probably, never had children. I don't have my own family. So sometimes you can feel very alone, and that's where I take solace on giving something back. My life is about experiences, and it's about saying to people out there, you will get better. You will get over this. Whatever it is, you will get over it. You'll come through it in whatever way. But that's the lesson that I've learned in my life. And we don't know what's going on in people's lives, Simon. We don't.
Well, that's it, because on camera,
no, of course,
you're such a character. People know and feel that they know you so well over the years. Yeah. You had that good cop, bad cop, but exactly as you say, you don't know what is going on.
And I've masked so many areas of my life.
Right.
And sometimes I feel a bit of a fraud, and I'm sure you do at times too, because you might not be feeling great, and you go on the TV and you've got a big smile and everybody loves Tommy, and but sometimes that is hard.
You have to, yeah. A big part of your career now is to go around the country and try and educate people in mental health, but you're involved in something else as well coming up, a summit.
I think this is vital, and I'm not just saying because I'm involved in it, because I'm involved in it 5 years, and I think it's the biggest summit of its kind, I think, in Europe. We have all the top speakers in the country, and including Deepak Chopra, who millions of followers. Wow. For people to go online and pick out the speakers or whatever, or the session, and that's the important thing. Whatever is worrying, I don't. People shouldn't necessarily have to go onto something that's not worrying them. Yeah. But I'm sure there's something for everybody. It's a bag of licorice, all sorts, if you like it. I mean, whether it's Professor Lucy on anxiety, whether it's Dr. Coleman Noctor, who's brilliant on teenagers,
you can
children.
always take small bits
something
from so many
out of it,
things.
and go on, and please reach out for help. If that's your way of reaching out for help, it's a start. Online also be Pieta House and these wonderful charities that are doing so much for the thing. But please, the only advice we'll finish on this now, because I feel like I've talked your ear off and that, but the message is, if you're feeling any way challenged at mental health, whatever it is, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's struggling to get through COVID, whether it's struggling to be in a relationship, whether it's struggling to financially, anything, please have the power and the strength and the heart and the courage to reach out and get help early and make that step, because that step, I'm not saying literally, could save your life. So make that step.
Absolutely.
And know that it's okay, that you're not going through it alone, that you're not in a lonely place. If you're a lonely farmer down the country, if you're somebody that's suffering from loneliness, reach out, make a connection with someone, get talking, and get your life back on track. Because I want everybody to have wonderful, fulfilled, brilliant lives.
It's okay to feel.
It's okay not to feel okay. We all do at some time.
Brent.
Even yourself, even the exuberant Tommy Rowe sometimes doesn't feel okay.
Absolutely, I get that a lot.
Exactly.
I feel not okay a lot of the time.
But it's okay, and it's courageous, and it's strong to reach out and help.
Pleasure to talk to you again.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for that. It's been great. Yeah, listen, it was a tough chat. I know Brent for a long time, and on television, he comes across larger than life. He's a real character, and every time you meet him, he dresses so sharply, but it's what's going on in his head, and you can see he's lonely. He's going through tough times at the minute with his gut, and I think that doesn't help his anxiety. And what he said there, just, you know, if you are
Talk
in
to
those,
somebody,
talk
yeah.
to someone.
And talk early.
Yeah.
Don't let it fester.
You know, even just talk to a parent, a friend, a doctor. There's so many people out there, just somebody you feel comfortable. But I think more than anything as well is don't be afraid to be that person to ask and listen, because, you know, you don't know what your friends are going through either. So just ask them how they are in a quiet moment. You never know when someone might open up.
And were you left with the impression that he's still going through it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Which a lot of people, we only hear about when they're kind of past
Yeah.
it. But interesting to kind
He's
of hear.
in the middle of it. He's still in the middle of it.
Do you know what? He spoke about it too. Even 6 months ago, Christmas time, he said he was in a really brilliant place. But he left his mum, came back from New Zealand, came back over to Ireland again, where he said it was his decision to live here in Ireland, but he has no family. You know, his father passed away a year ago. That hit him really hard. And he doesn't know whether he'll see his mother again.
Yeah. I was saying that, yeah.
And, you know, that's something that a lot of people are going through. I know a lot of my friends are living in Australia and New Zealand with coronavirus. They don't know for their elderly
when they'll
parents.
see their family again, yeah.
So it was a tough chat because, you know, it's not
great
nice to
that he's
see someone
talking
like
about
Brent
it,
going
yeah.
through that, you know.
And it's great, and that's the whole idea of what we do here on the show for Mental Health Month, because I sit down with Mary Byrne also, and she's very honest about her hardship and going through it and talking about mental health, and starting at such a young age with her as well, and then going through X Factor and all that. So that we'll be showing that in the next couple of weeks as well. So it's great that these people are opening up and talking about it, and if they can, because they're opening up, they can help somebody, that someone will go, I'm going through that as well, and if they can talk about it, so can I, and that's the idea.
I think especially when you see a man like Brent, and we were saying, you know, we know him from rugby, you know him from this macho, masculine world, like for him to show that vulnerability is hugely brave, and I think it's going to resonate with
It's
people.
all filters, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like social media. Everything is filtered to make it look like it's great. You look at people and then they think that they have the best life on social media. It's a problem with society nowadays.
Yeah.
And seeing people like Brent and Mary, you know, people in the public eye open up about the genuine struggles they're going through it can only be a good thing.
Yeah, it's
Reach
very
out,
brave.
talk to somebody. There is somebody to help you.
Absolutely. If you've been affected by any of the issues discussed this morning, you can log on to virginmediatelevision.ie/helplines.
And a big thank you to Brent Pope for chatting to us and opening up. And if you would like more information on the Mental Health Summit, log on to mentalhealthandwellbeingsummit.com.